Welcome to the next episode of More to Me. I'm your host, Kanchana, and I'm here with yet another interesting person for the next session, which is about amplifying stories of men and women who have left conventional jobs and pivoted to following their passion. My today's guest is Gaurav Chauhan. After spending more than a decade and a half of corporate world, he will correct me if I'm wrong, of being in the corporate race, he left it all and became a yoga instructor and a much respected, loved, and revered yoga sir, if I may say. He has loads of disciples who swear by him. So, welcome to More to Me series, Gaurav, and it's wonderful to have you here.
No, no, thank you so much, Kanchana. I mean, all that you said, it's a little too much.
No, I don't think it's too
Yeah.
much at all. I have not I've not said anything which is not true. You were in
Oh,
the
no.
corporate world for a very, very long time, right?
Yes,
You left,
almost 18 years. Yeah.
yeah, so 18 years, and you left a very successful career and you chose to become a yoga instructor, right?
Yes, I was an additional director with the Japanese, one of the largest Japanese real estate firm, listed firm.
Hmm.
So yeah, that was a hard call that
And
one day.
you have loads of students who love you, respect you, and twist themselves
Thank you so
in crazy positions because of you. So
much.
I'm right on every count. I did not exaggerate at all. So tell me, let's start at the very beginning.
Sure.
What made you decide to leave such a successful career after 18 years and become a yoga teacher?
Hmm. No, that's a good question. And I must say, I get that all the time. Even the students, who ask me this. And I can tell you it was a tough call, no doubt about it. Because 18 years is a long time, and you're additional director with the company. You have responsibilities, right? You have children, you have family, everybody's there. So what made me, I think at some point, and please correct me if I'm wrong, everybody goes through this phase in their life where
Of
they
course.
say, is this long enough? Have I been here for so long that can I just take a punt? Can I take that call where I say, what is there on the other side of the fence for me? What can I do? Can I do anything? Or am I just a 9 to 5 guy who's just, one day will finish or be like, okay, known as a, CEO of a company or a managing director? Or is there more to me? I think that's where that was the seed which made me think, if not this, what else?
So, it's very interesting that you say this because this leads to my next question. Is that you're right that there comes a point in our life where we ask ourselves, is there more to me? And we will come to
Hmm.
that a little later. But but there are a lot of people who don't think about this. So was there a trigger incident? Was there something that made you think or made you ask this question?
Hmm.
That
Yes, yes,
is
Kanchana.
there more to me than my job that I'm doing, this 9 to 5 rigor that I'm in? Is there more to me than that?
So there is a story behind this, and I hope we have time for it.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
Uh,
We have all the time in the world. Yeah. Yeah.
so, so let me take you back to 2016, and again, very successful. Just bought a new house, and you are riding that wave where you
Hmm.
say, "Oh, I'm like the top of the world." And suddenly one day, something happens, and I end up meeting with an accident, and it was almost fatal.
Hmm.
Like I was on the road, middle of the night, like 1 a.m. and but I survived, and I was in bed for, let's say, 10 days.
Hmm.
Those 10 days, those 10 days was like whatever I am today. I think that was the first block. How you have building blocks, that was the first block where I said, what if yesterday was my last day?
Hmm.
What if all these home loans, all these car loans, all this huge, liability. I would have left it all for my kids, and
Hmm.
when they grow up, they would say, "Pitaji kuch nahi chhod gaye except liabilities." Right? So I said, "This is not," and I think that's where it was an eye opener.
Okay.
It changed, but so when something like this happens, right,
Hmm.
you feel, "Ha, I want to change today." But as you go away from those days,
Yeah.
suddenly it's all fades away.
Hmm.
You feel, "Ha, theek hai, it happened, right? It's
Huh.
not going to happen again. I'm a better person now." All those things, but somewhere it stayed with me. I said, I need to change how I'm living today. So first thing I did, I paid all my dues. I
Hmm.
paid my home loan, I paid my car loan, I paid my credit cards. Nothing. So zero. Today I have zero credit. uh, so I live out of debit card, to be, I mean,
Hmm.
just safe to say that. So that was first step. Then I said, if not corporate, what do I know? मेरे को आता क्या है? Can I be a plumber? Can I be a mechanic? Can I fix a cycle? What can I do? What is it that I do? Then, then I realized, oh, I started practicing yoga somewhere in 2012, and this is 16. So I said, oh, I've been practicing for almost 5, 6. I mean, that's a long enough time. Uh, is there a career? Can I, then I asked this question, can I do this and still get paid?
Hmm.
Because I used to like my yoga classes. My teacher was fabulous, and
Hmm.
I'm like, oh, this is great. I wish I could do this for rest of my life, but then you have bills to pay, so you go to office. So, but then I said, what is this becomes my office?
Hmm.
And then I said, if that's happening, I'm not gonna be one of those YouTubers who just started without any background. I
Huh.
said, no, I want to do it properly. I want
Hmm.
to do it right. So then I went to Muraji Desai. There is a the college in Delhi.
Yeah.
Uh, they are behind this International Yoga Day. It's a government institute. So I said, let's do it from the best. So that's where I did my first foundation course and teacher training. And I'm telling you, I was blessed. So today, whatever good things you said about me, it's because of my teachers.
Hmm.
Because they taught me so well, and they said, Gauravji, enough. Now, no more courses. You start teaching.
Hmm.
Let your student be your teacher.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
And it just changed me. And whatever I'm saying, it's a COVID time.
Yeah.
So I think that's what it is. So that's where it all started. And here we are.
So, this all makes me ask. So, obviously you're married, you have a wife, you have kids. So, how was it when you broke this news first to them? What was their reaction? And second,
Oh,
your larger family, the larger society that we live in, when you tell people
yes.
that I'm leaving this job that I've been doing for 18 years, it's a huge
Mm.
multinational, and obviously,
Yeah.
it has its perks. I'm going to leave all that and I'm going to go to a yoga yoga school to learn yoga. What did your
Yeah.
wife say? What did your brother say? What did your larger family say? Your friends say? What was their reaction?
So I'll tell you for what my neighbor said. First
Okay.
thing.
Okay.
So my neighbor said, next door neighbor said, I just, threw that idea to him, like, what do you think about as a yoga teacher as a sidekick? Because I was not courageous enough to say as a career.
Huh.
So I said, what do you think about it as a sidekick? His reaction, he said, यार yoga में पैसा नहीं है.
Huh.
Okay. So
Hmm.
this is what the built up
Yeah.
starting point was.
Huh.
And then, of course, I did this course. Family said, okay, I mean, it's an extracurricular activity, what he's looking at. Said, okay. And because, again, right, I mean, being the bread earner, you can't just go out and say, boss, kal se
Huh.
apni bread dekh lo.
Huh.
So, but then, yes, I broke the news once I was confident that this is what I want to do. So I did my course, met good teachers, and they said, Gauravji, you should do this. Then I went to, before I went to my office or said I want to resign, I went to my wife, my mother, everyone. And everybody, even my MD, my boss told me, Gaurav, you can do this in the morning, right? Like 6 a.m., 5 a.m. you start, you come
Huh.
to office at 9.
Yeah.
What's the problem?
What's the problem?
Why can't you in two boards? It's so
Yeah.
simple. And MD said, Gaurav, you come late. He
Huh.
was a Japanese, so sweet, such a nice guy. And he said, Gaurav, I give you a chance, you come late to the office. No
Huh.
problem. I will not take you to business trips anywhere. You do your yoga, and I know you're very passionate about it. You
Hmm.
do. So think of this now. Still, so someone is getting no apprehension. I mean, not my boss, not my wife. Everybody gave me this option. 6 to 9, you finish. You come to office at 10. That's it.
Yeah.
But I am someone, I'm a different kind, meaning I cannot sell in two boards.
Hmm.
Uh, in my school days, colleges, I never had two girlfriends. So if there is one, right? What I mean. So I've never done that. So I
Yeah.
said I will have. I'm loyal to whatever I do. So I would rather have one and let me do it properly. So my wife said, okay, think of this as a sabbatical. That's very supportive of her, I must say. She said, think of it as 1 year sabbatical. You're taking off from work and you do what your heart says.
Hmm.
We'll talk again after a year.
Okay. Hmm.
So she didn't say, I mean, it's a good way. I mean, I'm thinking it's a yes,
Yeah.
and it's a yes. But it
But
was
she's
her
giving
way
you
to
an
say,
out. She's giving
yes.
you an out, you know? Yeah.
So she gave me an idea. She said, "एक साल काम नहीं हुआ ना. If you're not able to get this thing sorted, like if it's your hustle, get your hustle out of your system. If
Huh.
it works, works. If it doesn't, no problem."
Huh.
And she said, you should have एक साल का पैसा, like 1 year salary. Even if you make no money for a year, keep that 1 year money in your account. I said, fair enough. So that's another thing I did. I said, have enough money in the savings that एक साल कुछ नहीं किया तो चल जाएगा.
Hmm.
And it's been 6 years now. So
So
yeah,
after the end of first year, what was your wife's reaction when you told her that, honey, I'm not going back?
so I didn't have to, right? Because
Huh.
everything was so nice.
Yeah.
Within a year, I had about 45 students,
Hmm.
and online, offline, different students, and different. And I'm a yoga therapist also. So there
Hmm.
were, people I was touching with God's grace, of course. They were healing.
Hmm.
They were getting better. One of my students, she was cancer patient, last stage, she healed. I mean, she could reverse her cancer. I'm not saying just because of me,
Of
her chemo
course.
was going on, everything.
Yeah.
But I think a little bit helped. So I said, if I could change one life, imagine if I'm doing this further, can I make I mean, can I make any difference to this world in a positive way?
Of course.
So that made me keep going, and I think that's what made her also see what's potential. Because see, money can't buy you everything. You learn this, like how they say, right? Only a millionaire can tell you that money is not the ultimate happiness.
Yeah.
So same way, I think we learned it or we figured it out little early in life that said कि पैसा ठीक ठाक है अभी, uh, what more can we do now? So that's where we said, okay, let's just continue what we're doing, and that's
Wonderful.
it.
So, is there anything about your earlier job, about your job that you miss? Because, a steady job has its perks. So do
Absolutely.
you miss that about anything you miss about your, so, like the answer to this question, I've asked this question to every person I interview, and each of them comes up with, really funny and wonderful answers. So before you, I was talking
So,
to someone, and he was in the entertainment industry. He said,
uh,
यार वो जो नौकरी थी ना उसमें मुझे बड़े फ्री पासेस मिलते थे फिल्म फेयर देखने के लिए ये वो कभी कभी लगता है कि हाय अभी वो नहीं मिलता है पर हाँ वो मिस करते हैं then someone else who was in the banking who was working for a big American bank. He said, when I gave up my job and I started my own business of hiking and trekking, I used to miss those business class tickets. you know
I can
so
imagine.
these are, and he said that, these are conversations you need to have with yourself. You
Yes,
first have to, before you explain this to anyone else, you need to explain this to
absolutely.
yourself. So, what is your
Yes.
take on this?
So, before we go there, I'll tell you very recent. I had a dream few months ago. I had a dream where I'm sitting in an office
Hmm.
in my suit, and my previous boss. I used to work for a real estate consulting firm. So he's sitting in front of me in my dream with a contract in his hand saying,
Hmm.
Gaurav, sign here. मैं कहा, ये क्या है? He said, you're joining back and everything. Like, even in my dream, I didn't sign it.
Okay.
So
Interesting.
ये इतना deep जा चुका है अब
Hmm.
that I am not getting dream. Even in
Yeah.
my dream, I'm saying, no, no, no. This is not what I want.
Hmm.
So yes, this is where I have reached. But you are right. You miss those, late nights sometime. That you go out with your friends who you think were friends, but this is what I've learned that they are your colleagues.
Hmm.
It's hard, but when we are in corporate, we feel, oh, this guy is my friend, or this is my best friend. I can share my life with them. A lot of time you don't tell your wife things, what you tell your these so-called friends, but
Yeah.
you don't realize that they are not family.
Hmm.
They are just colleagues. So sooner you get that they're just colleagues, better it is for you.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's सब का ना बहुत there are a lot of side effects. But anyway, so point is, but what changed? There were days when I would go to sleep at 4 a.m. because of late night parties or late flight or whatever. Now I wake up at 4 a.m. So that's a good thing.
That's a good thing.
So
True.
so life has taken that full circle.
Full circle, full
Yeah,
circle. So,
yes, yes.
Gaurav, to tell you about why I started this More to Me series, I have been talking to different people, and, I go to different parties and conferences with my husband, sometimes alone, etc. And I observe people introducing each other, talking to other people, men, women. The first question they ask is, "So, what do you do?" And the answer
Ah,
is obviously their designation. I'm a CEO of that company. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm this, I'm that. So
yes,
it made me ask this question to myself, that these people are, introducing themselves with their job titles, with their designations.
correct.
कल को अगर ये designation नहीं रहा, तो अपने आप को
So
कैसे
true.
इंट्रोड्यूस करोगे? How will you introduce
So true.
yourself? And and
So
I've
true.
seen, I've been in gatherings where the host, usually always a man, is introducing, is making introductions around the room, and so is this, so and so is that, so and so is so much such company, this company. So it just makes me, kind of, I want to stop him and ask that, suppose if you were to introduce your wife, who is not the CEO of any company, she is not a
Correct.
fashion designer, she doesn't have any titles. How are you going to,
Yeah.
introduce her? But I've never really asked them this. So and we are living in a world where this is going to be a very big reality very soon, because AI
Very
has
soon.
already begun
Yeah.
disrupting the corporate scenario. Very soon
True.
job titles and designations are going to go away, and people
Absolutely.
across age groups are going to be without jobs. So this is going to be a very
Correct.
big dilemma. So given
Correct.
I just want your comment on this, that given what is happening and how people
Mm.
latch on to designations and make that
Mm.
their identity, what is your take on that?
So one person always. So imagine this CEO goes to his son's school.
Hmm.
He's the father of this boy.
Hmm.
He's no more a CEO, right? Or let's say he goes to a kitty party. Oh, Mrs. Sharma's husband is here.
Huh.
He's still
Yes.
not a CEO,
Yeah.
you know? So we always have this one connect, one thing in common for us to introduce someone, right? So you're right. And I mean, AI has just come now, but even then,
Hmm.
when I was on the verge of leaving. I was thinking, मेरे को आता क्या है? I said, right? Am I a good plumber? Am I a good? Can I make? I mean, can I cook? Or can I do anything which is not my job profile?
Hmm.
What do I know? I mean, am I an actor?
Hmm.
मैं हूँ क्या? So मुझे लगता है. So this is what I think that people need to at some point have this so-called sidekick or keep it ready, that side
Hmm.
hustle,
Hmm.
because you never know. As you rightly said, AI would take it away from you.
Exactly.
You should have you should have a passion. You should have a hobby, because I just like you, I also end up meeting a lot, because a lot of my students are corporate CEOs
Yeah.
and very
Yeah.
senior people, influencers. So when I ask them, how do you see this? Do you have a sidekick? What do you do? वो कहते हैं हम आपके साथ योगा करते रहे. I said, anything else?
Yeah.
You know, is there more to you? Are you a potter? Like, आपके कुछ बना सकते हो क्या? Can you
Hmm.
draw something? I said, have a sidekick ready. Something which will forget about money, because I think everyone who's around 50 now, at least in India, and has a decent job, has made enough money कि अगले 10, 15, 20 साल वो लोग काट लेंगे. है ना?
Hmm.
Problem उसके बाद आएगी. It'll be after those years,
Yeah.
uh, है ना, which will hurt them, and
Hmm.
that's going to be their old age. Uh, so point is, do you have a sidekick? Like in Japan,
Yeah.
I mean, because I used to work for a Japanese company, I'm telling you, in the service industry, service means cleaners and cab drivers. Everyone was above 75 years old. Everyone. That means after they retire at 65, I think their retirement age is 65 or 70. And after that, they have this nice and second job, which they take a good pride. Let's say I remember, ये मेरा first experience था in Japan. I went to a washroom. One lady was cleaning this commode like it's her baby. ऐसे हाथ
Hmm.
से ना इतने प्यार से. Like, I saw her and I was satisfied कि oh my god, look at this. She's like cleaning.
Huh.
बहुत एकदम अच्छी से जैसे बच्चे को नहला रही है. So I don't know, maybe that's her passion. She just like
Hmm.
cleaning and she's getting paid for it. So we all need this second hustle. I mean, we all need this side hustle, because main dish
Absolutely.
तो कब चली जाएगी.
And I
हाँ.
think the youngsters have probably done a better job in this than us,
Hmm.
because the younger generation, they're not emotionally and psychologically so latched on to their jobs. Like, when I talk to my son and his friends, my son is 27. Yeah, of course, they're we are all looking out for jobs. We will kind of work and etc. But this is not
Correct.
our sole existence. My husband,
Absolutely.
my generation, my husband's generation. Of course, the times were also different. We were, it was instilled in our DNA कि तुमको पढ़ाई करना है, तुमको नौकरी करनी है, तुमको घर बनाना है, शादी करनी है, बच्चे पैदा कर. So, those were the kind of things. So I think the younger generation is wired also a little differently. Yeah.
This reminds me of my dad. So I used to play drum in my school.
Huh.
ठीक है? So my dad said, so if you're a drummer, you just go even on a table, right? So dinner table पे हम लोग बैठे हैं, I'm going ta 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 ta. He's like, क्या क्या बैंड वाला बनना है क्या? You know, right? So
Is
so
he
you're
is
right.
he
We came
alive?
from the
Is
time.
your father alive now?
Yes, yes, he is.
So
He is,
what does
and
what
he's
does
very
he think
happy.
about you having become a yoga instructor?
Oh, he's proud. I
Yeah.
can't tell you. He's very proud. And yesterday we went for a dinner at a family friends, and he said, "Oh, because we were talking about as you rightly said, अच्छा आप क्या करते हैं? What do you do?" So I said, "Okay, I'm doing this." Oh, very nice. So you're a guruji now? Like, ah, yeah. But he said, "No, it takes a lot of courage to do what he's done."
Uh,
So sometimes you feel like, "Oh, Papa, very nice."
I know. That's nice. So,
Yes,
if
yes.
someone watching this reel is kind of, contemplating to pivot to something else, so, what would your advice be to that person?
No, no, good that you brought that, because first thing I would say, pay your bills,
Hmm.
pay off your credit, because tomorrow, if nothing happens, at least you have no one to pay.
Hmm.
कोई creditor नहीं है, no one's coming to you. कि sir, your bill, and possible have your own house, because house rentals, all these things also hurt, right?
Yeah,
Somewhere it's
yeah.
going out of your pocket. So have solid base first. And as what I did, like kept a one year salary aside. Do that. Like make your solid financial background so that no one in your family, no one in your friends, and can say, "Arey yaar, you're a loser." वो
Hmm.
ऐसा नहीं आना चाहिए. You have created this nice, you know, like a castle
Yeah, yeah.
around this, and now you build it. अब आप इसको बनाओ and do what you like, whatever your hobby is. Do it. At least give it a shot. At least you know, अरे यार इससे पैसा नहीं आता है. But without trying, if you keep
Hmm.
telling, yeah, it's not gonna pay my bills,
Hmm.
nahin, you will even on the last day of your life, like, अरे यार वो कर लिया होता तो, that one regret will bring you
रिग्रेट
back.
नहीं होना चाहिए जिंदगी में। कुछ भी
हाँ,
करो
बस,
जिंदगी में, कोशिश करो, एक बार कोशिश तो करके देखो।
बस, बस,
लाइक दे से
बस.
इन दीज चीजी लव स्टोरीज ना, यार जाके बोल देगी तू उससे प्यार करता है, ज्यादा से ज्यादा क्या होगा, ना बोल
Exactly.
देगी। पर पता पर ये तो नहीं रहेगा कि बताया नहीं, है ना।
Correct, correct, correct.
ओके, so
And
now
that's
the
so
last
true.
question, and complete this sentence for me, Gaurav, that there
Oh
is
my God.
more to me because
Oh, there is more to me because I took that punt.
wonderful.
Because I took that calling. I mean, I heard that calling. I made sure that I'm answering that.
Hmm.
So yes.
Great, great. Lovely talking to you. So, with that, we come to
Yeah.
the end of the session, and it was wonderful chatting with Gaurav about his journey. Look out, watch the space for more conversations about More to Me, and hope this inspires you to find your More to Me too. Thank you. Thank you, Gaurav, for joining.
Thank you.